Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, the doctor strike is still going on. Yesterday, they have been on the road, and the government is confused on how to deal with the doctors who are striking. Of course, the government is now asking doctors, as of now, to call off the strike for them to go into a negotiation. That when the strike is still on, they cannot negotiate. So call off, then we go for a negotiation. And doctors are saying that we will only call off strike if we have negotiated and reached out an agreement. As long as we have not reached out an agreement, the strike will continue. Now, there is something the government did in an attempt to threaten doctors so that they will be back in hospitals. And we discussed that issue here, whereby the government decided to hire about 5 foreign doctors who are now in our hospitals. Now, the emerging issue that has been exposed by these doctors is that those 5 foreign doctors are QUACK doctors. Therefore, this regime has exposed Kenyans to QUACK doctors. The questions are, how are these doctors operating in this country? And in fact, a definition of a QUACK doctor is yes, in a very simple way, that this consultant have explained that a QUACK doctor is a doctor who is not registered to operate here in Kenya. A QUACK doctor is also a doctor who has not been licensed to operate here in Kenya. And a QUACK doctor is a doctor who has not been vetted by the board here in Kenya to operate in our hospitals. So, who vetted them, who licensed them, and who registered them? They have not qualified in all those 3 requirements. Therefore, whether they have degrees or what, or experience, they are still referred to as QUACK doctors who should be arrested and detained to face the law, because they lack license and all the rest to operate here in Kenya. So look at what we've been exposed to. You can't have a confidence in such kind of people in the hospitals, but 5 of them are already here operating. Just look on the manner in which this government is taking us through. And all in the name of threatening the striking doctors to get back to the hospital. Even we are not sure if these people are really doctors or whom they are. That is the situation we are in now. And doctors are saying that we will not call off this strike not unless we negotiate and agree, then we can call off the strike. That is their position. So there is a standoff between the government and doctors. And now QUACK doctors are operating in our hospitals.
Until we call off the strike. We're here to tell him we're not negotiating.
Until he calls off the strike.
There is no strike that is going off. Ever since 2011, all we've done is call off strikes. I haven't seen the government come to the table with clean hands and do what it is intended to do. All we are seeing is suppression of every regulatory authority, body, or association that is here to defend this profession. What's happening to our regulatory bodies? How is it that they cannot enforce the law? How is it today we have 5 foreign doctors who are not registered, they're not licensed, they've not been vetted? We've done that process, Dr. Nyang. We know it does not take a day. So how are they here? And how are we allowing this to go on? So we are actually allowing our own patients to be treated by QUACKs.
Yes.
And by law, a QUACK should be arrested and jailed. And in Kenya, definition of a QUACK does not matter what your degree is. Do you hold a license? You have no license, you are a QUACK. As consultants today, we're going to tell you, we're fighting for our patients. And our patients cannot afford us. Their government must afford them for us. So if we are going to sit here and be told that our patients don't matter, we're going to tell that 3% that's eating up 90% of our budget that today go and seek treatment elsewhere. We're also not treating you.
Now we are continuing this particular discussion, but just a quick request. For those who are watching and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, Susan Nakumita will take all the credit if the Ministry of Health will succeed. And she will take in equal measures the blame if this ministry is going to fail. No matter what is her position, as long as she's taking advice from Ruto, she will either fail or succeed. But here, she is failing. Not because that's what she wants, but what she is coming to say in public, it is what Ruto has told her to say. It is what Ruto wants to be said or done. So she don't have any much of control. Therefore, these doctors even focusing on Nakumita, I am learning that it is waste of time. Therefore, the target and person they should be focusing on should be William Ruto. Deal with the person head on. So Nakumita is now acting like just a flower girl here. We are learning that she has no solution, zero solution to the problem. Ruto is one man you can never advise. So even if the CS4 Health has an advice to this regime, it seems that she can't convince Ruto to take the advice. The only way for her to rescue herself and her career and wash her name clean in this mess is only by resigning, then come out and tell Kenyans the truth. That I advised the regime in this way, but they refused to take my advice. So, in that way, she'll be washing herself clean. But as long as she decided to keep her salary and at expense of exposing Kenyans to danger and at expense of defending William Ruto, therefore, in equal measures, she will take responsibility. Happen to tulipo sasa. So with all this mess, I'm telling you, maybe now or in the near future, people will be taken to court and answer serious question. Who hired the 5 foreign doctors? And who vetted these doctors before they got to the hospital to operate? Who licensed them? Who vetted them? If these questions will not be answered, then someone will be answerable in the court of law for exposing Kenyans, because we don't know if these doctors do qualify, who checked their papers, who has verified them. We don't know if they qualify to be doctors, but they are already here operating in our hospitals. This tells you how Kenya Kwanza is operating. They don't care about you. They don't care about your health. What they care is all about PR only. Otherwise, if they care, they will consider listening to these doctors rather than going to hire 5 foreign doctors to intimidate a whole number of doctors who are on strike. Even they don't follow the law. So if this is how the government is operating, you don't follow the law in the format in which you are hiring people to come and work. What do you expect other people to do? Tumeambia mambo ya fake fertilizer yenye imetengenezwa na serikali. Na je, wananchi wakianza kutengeneza fertilizer fake wakianza kuuza, who will you blame? They're just following the suit. Leo tumeona watu wameshikwa na mahindi mbegu bandia, and we will discuss that one. So, they are learning from what the government is doing. They're just trying to do exactly what the government is doing. If you are hiring quack doctors, tell me, when the private hospitals will find it so much expensive to hire qualified doctors, si wataanza kufanya mambo kama haya. So Kenyans, we are not safe. This regime is proving a point that they don't care what they bring to you. What they care is their own personal interest. So at expense of just listening to doctors cry, they decide to expose you to unknown dangers by bringing in competent and verified and qualified and licensed and vetted doctors to our hospitals to lead the operations. Sasa hii ni nchi ya aina gani? So Ruto is attempting what Moi did, that you fire all doctors, then he started from zero, and for a long time we don't have qualified doctors. It took time also to have such kind of doctors back here. But South Africa was enjoying best health services from our qualified doctors. Because yani ni sawa na wewe unafukuza tu bibi na mwingine ako hapa anangojea kuchukua. Or you differ with your husband and another woman is waiting on standby just to take. Then he make the husband a good, husband, or your wife a good wife. Hiyo ndio mambo inafanyika. The stone that the builder rejected, it became the cornerstone in South Africa when it comes to the issue of health. Ruto is attempting the same here. The worst might just happen. I don't know your views, but let us be in the comment section to continue with this discussion. Thank you so much, and see you in our next video.